Hey, Conor Cunneen, Irishman Speaks here on more tips on adding humor to your presentation. What? Get out of the way. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, adding humor to your presentation. This is a podcast I did a couple of weeks ago where I provided some insights on how you can add humor to your presentation. Enjoy. And if you want some more information on adding humor to your presentation, just scan this QR code and off you go. Cheers. Conor Cunneen, Irishman Speaks. I'm talking about adding humor to the business presentation that reinforces your message. And what I basically say, David, is that you don't need to be funny to be funny. And by that, I mean, all you have to do, but you need to do it in a disciplined way, is capture the humor that you see around you. And almost certainly in the last few days when you were doing podcasts or you were interacting with other people, you said something that put a smile on their face. Quite likely, you don't recall what that was. But what I'm saying to you and to others is that when you say something that puts a smile on someone's face in the future, just capture it, write it down, put it into your iPhone notes or Android or whatever it is. And the idea is you don't know when you're going to use it, but what you do have is now you got a little bit of humor that I may be able to use sometime, someplace, somewhere. I'll just give you one little example on this. I speak a lot to improve people performance and productivity with a smile, as I said. One of my major client groups is manufacturing, and I've done a number of safety conferences as well. So let's assume that I'm speaking to you as a safety audience. And I use the definition of safety. It's not my one, but I heard it sometimes somewhere that, all right, your objective as a safety group is you want your people to come into work with 10 fingers and toes and leave with 10 fingers and toes. And to do that, you've got to be aware of your surroundings. A few weeks ago, I went to collect my darling granddaughter from soccer practice. We were taking her for overnight. So my wife and I collected Maggie, our little 6-year-old redheaded granddaughter, and we put her into the back seat of the car. My wife sat in at the back seat of the car, and we said goodbye to our daughter. And then I sat into the back seat of the car as well. So after a couple of seconds, Maggie realized, Grampy, as she calls me, you should be driving the car. And I said, Maggie, I'll stay here. And she said, Grampy, as only a 6-year-old granddaughter could do. I said, okay, I'll drive the car. I get out of the back seat of the car. We're on child lock or Grampy lock as well. All right. So what I have to do is I've got to phone my daughter, who's got to come back at about 5 minutes that she's gone away at that stage. She's got to come back into the parking lot, open the back door for me, let me out, etc., so I could drive the car. Now, what has that got to do with safety and as you as a manufacturing or safety audience? The bottom line, gang, is that you need to be aware of your surroundings. And if you're not aware of your surroundings in a dangerous environment, you're going to get into trouble. So the question for you as a safety or manufacturing audience is, what are the child locks that you're not paying attention to in your environment? And I'll reinforce this one other simple way. Some of you here in the audience have got kids. You probably are putting them into the back seat of the car this morning, drove them over to kindergarten or play school. When you're doing that tomorrow, just remember, wow, the child locks. What are the child locks that could cause me trouble in the workplace? Or some of you may not have kids, but you'll be at the traffic lights tomorrow and you'll see a family beside you with the kids in the back seat strapped in, and you can say, I must discuss with my team as well. What are the simple things that we're not paying attention to, that if we don't get right, we're not going to leave here with 10 fingers and 10 toes. So cut that as now the performance. You're now back as David, okay?
If you like what you see here, hit the subscribe button. And also, if you see the details below, you will find a link to 53 humorous quotes and flubs that you can add to any presentation.